It was 2 a.m. when Daniel's phone buzzed on the nightstand. He rubbed his tired eyes, half dreaming, half awake, wondering if one of his night shift jobs needed him. Life as a single dad wasn't easy. Between working construction during the day, washing dishes at a diner in the evening, and caring for his 6-year-old daughter Lily, sleep came like a luxury. Still, he picked up the phone and a trembling voice whispered, "Please, can you come? I don't want to be alone tonight." Daniel sat up instantly, his fatherly instincts kicking in. "Who is this? Are you okay?" he asked. The woman on the other end sounded startled, like she hadn't expected someone to actually answer. I'm sorry. Wrong number. Forget it." But Daniel couldn't forget. Something in her voice, a crack, a quiet ache, stirred something deep inside him. "Listen, I don't know who you are, but you don't sound fine. Tell me where you are. If you're in trouble, I can help." There was silence. Then a faint reply. "I'm at Rosewood Estate, but really, don't bother. Nobody ever does." And the call ended. Daniel looked at Lily, sleeping soundly with her favorite stuffed bear. He hesitated. He had already worked a 12-hour day, and exhaustion weighed on him. But the voice haunted him. He had been in dark places himself, nights when the world felt too heavy, when he wished someone would simply show up. He couldn't ignore it. He scribbled a quick note for Lily in case she woke up. "Daddy will be right back. Be brave, my little star," and left. The drive was quiet, the moonlight guiding him toward the outskirts of town. Rosewood Estate was a mansion, though it looked lonely, its grand windows dark except for a faint glow upstairs. He rang the bell, unsure if he was doing something foolish. After a long pause, the door opened. Standing there was a young woman, perhaps in her late 20s, barefoot, with tear-stained cheeks. She looked at him with wide, cautious eyes. "You came," she whispered, almost in disbelief. Daniel scratched his neck awkwardly. "Yeah, you sounded like you needed someone. I know I'm a stranger, but..." I couldn't just hang up. For a moment, she just stared at him, as if trying to figure out whether he was real. Then she stepped aside. "Come in." Her name was Elena. She was the heiress to a vast fortune, though that seemed to mean nothing to her. The house was filled with priceless art, marble floors, chandeliers, but it felt hollow, like a museum no one visited. They sat in the living room. She poured tea with shaky hands. "I called the wrong number. I meant to call a friend. But no one ever answers me when I really need them. Tonight, I just didn't want to be alone in this house." Daniel nodded slowly. Sometimes the wrong call turns into the right one. Something about his calm, steady presence soothed her. He didn't treat her like the heiress the world saw, just like a human being aching for connection. She asked about him, and he told her the truth. About raising Lily alone since his wife walked out, about juggling jobs, about exhaustion but never giving up. Elena listened, tears brimming. "You give so much love, and yet you have so little. And you," Daniel said gently, "have everything the world says matters, but you're starving for love." That night, she asked him not to leave. Not in a desperate way, but like a child asking a friend to stay until the nightmares fade. He sat on the couch while she drifted to sleep in a nearby armchair, finally at peace. The next morning, Elena insisted he stay for breakfast. When Daniel admitted he had to hurry home to take Lily to school, Elena surprised him. "Bring her here. The gates will open for you." And so he did. Lily was shy at first, clutching her worn-out teddy as they walked up the marble steps. But Elena knelt down, eye level, and said softly, "I love your bear. Does he have a name?" "Mr. Buttons," Lily whispered. "Well, Mr. Buttons is welcome here too." From that moment, something melted between them. Elena had never been around children, but Lily's innocent laughter filled her empty mansion with life. They baked cookies together, though flour ended up everywhere. They planted tulips in the garden, Elena's manicured hands clumsy in the soil, but determined to try. And every night, when Daniel came home bone-tired, Elena would insist he sit down to a warm meal she had asked the staff to prepare, family style, so it didn't feel so formal. The more time they spent together, the more kindness bloomed between them. Daniel noticed how Elena quietly slipped money to Lily's school for new books, but never mentioned it. How she stocked her kitchen with Lily's favorite cereal. How she insisted Daniel rest, sometimes gently taking the laundry from his hands and saying, "Let me. You've carried enough alone." Daniel, in turn, brought small kindness into her world. He fixed the squeaky doors and the broken lamp no one had bothered to repair. He showed her how to cook scrambled eggs the way kids actually eat them. He treated her not like a rich woman in a glass house, but like a person learning how to live again. One evening, as the sun dipped low, Elena watched Daniel reading Lily a bedtime story in the library. The soft lamplight framed them, his deep voice steady, Lily's head on his shoulder, Mr. Buttons tucked safely beside her. Elena's throat tightened. Later, when Lily had drifted off, Elena whispered to Daniel, "Do you know how long it's been since this house has heard a child's laugh? Since it's felt like home." Daniel looked at her, his hands pausing on the book. "You don't need money to fill a house. You need love." Tears spilled down her cheeks. "I thought wealth would keep me safe, but it only made me lonelier. Then one wrong call at 2 a.m. brought me the one thing money could never buy." Daniel's voice was low, steady. "What's that?" She smiled through tears. "A family." And with Lily's small hand tucked into both of theirs, Elena whispered the words that would change Daniel's life forever. "Stay. Not just tonight. Stay for good. Stay forever." For the first time in years, Daniel didn't feel like he was carrying the world alone. Fate had knocked at 2 a.m., and he had answered. And sometimes, that's all it takes for lives to change forever.